Welcome to the Computer Crunch 1 year special. These are all of the computers that I own. These are just computers, I'm not counting phones and stuff for this. Excuse me. So yeah, we have also just reached 50 subscribers, so that's pretty good. Yeah, shall we get started right after the intro? So let's go from hair to hair to hair to hair. So this is the Imac G3. It's revision D. It's got 32 megabytes of RAM. It's got a PowerPC at G3 at 333 megahertz or something. It's got a 6 gigabyte hard drive. And yeah, so this is the first generation because it's got the slot loading drive. But yeah, it's all working and yeah. So let's move on to the weirdest looking computer here. If you've been watching us for quite a while now, you have seen this before. This is the boat, which I haven't got around to quite finishing yet. But in there is a Raspberry Pi A3 Model A Plus. Is a 1.3 gigahertz processor, quad core ARM Cortex something. It's got 512 megabytes of RAM. It's got Wi-Fi. Yeah, I think that's all you need to know about that. Okay, onto the laptops. So this is the Acer Chromebook R11, which again, if you've been around for quite a while, you have seen this. So yeah, this has got 4 gigabytes of RAM, Intel Celeron, which is quad core for somehow. This was manufactured in 2016, so it's going to be going out of support very soon. And yeah, so it's a Chromebook. What can I do with this right now? So now let's get on to this. This is the Kogan L500. I haven't actually made a video on this yet, although I'm planning to. This was my sister's laptop, and she actually smashed the screen. So I've taken out the screen and yeah, video's coming on it soon. It's got 4 gigs of RAM and Intel Celeron dual core, 64 gigabytes of storage. By the way, this has 10. And it even has an M.2 slot. It's an 11-inch laptop, so let's go on to my daily driver. The early 2020 Macbook Air. This is the base model, so it's got the Intel Core i3, 2 cores at 1.1 gigahertz, turbo boost to 3.5. I think it's 3.5. And it's got the Magic Keyboard. So yeah, I bought this a week before the M1 came out. So this is one of the last Intel MacBook Airs off of the production line, so it's quite special. It's running perfectly fine right now. But when it does get out of support, I will be upgrading it. So let's move on to one of the oldest of the lot, other than new iMac. This is the 2011 MacBook Pro. It is the Intel Core i7 model. I don't know the exact specs of the CPU. It's got 8 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM, and it's got a 500 gigabyte hard drive because its 750 gig hard drive failed, which I've got a video on. So you've seen this before. And yeah, I use this as my script laptop for the tech wrap-up. And now if I get onto the biggest laptop of them all, this is the HP ProBook 450 G2. It's got a dual core Intel Core i5 5th gen, 4 gigs of DDR3 RAM, which I have upgraded a couple of times in the past, but I swap out the RAM regularly. It's got a 128GB SSD, which only has 1 gig of storage left. I can't do anything about that though. So yeah, I haven't been using this much recently, but yeah, it's good to have around for some projects. So if I just put this, I think it works better like that. There we go. Anyway, so let's move around to the desktops. So here's the smaller desktop that I've got. This is the HP T420. You might have seen my review on it and teardown. So it's got a dual core AMD processor at 1 gigahertz or something. I don't know the exact specs of that processor. It's got 2 gigabytes of, I think it's LPDDR3 RAM. It's soldered. And then for the storage, it's a USB thumb drive. So yeah, it's internal. And I've currently got a 64 gigabyte one in there using Ubuntu. I use this as my ingest machine. Now let's get on to the... In fact, this is the biggest desktop, but that's an all-in-one. The biggest actual desktop here. So this is the HP T520 thin client. The review of it has got the most views on this channel. So yeah, it's got a dual-core AMD processor running at like 1.5 gigahertz or something. Again, I don't know that much about the processor. It's got 4 gigabytes of LPDDR3 RAM, and it's got 256 gigabyte SSD, triple booted with Windows 7, Windows 8.1, and Windows 10. Although I barely ever gone to the Windows 10 partition. And now let's get to the Raspberry Pis. So this is my server. So, yeah, it's the Raspberry Pi 4. It's an ARM Cortex A72 with 4 cores at 1.5 gigahertz. It's got 4 gigabytes of LPDDR4 RAM. For its boot drive, I've got a 128 gigabyte micro SD in there. And for our storage, it's got a 1 terabyte hard drive. I'm planning to upgrade this in a couple of months. Fingers crossed that we can get our hands on a Raspberry Pi. I'm expecting it to be released in June, but who knows. And here is another Raspberry Pi 4. I use this basically as my testing Pi. At the moment, I'm using it to try and get internet on this. Video coming soon. Get subscribed for that. But yeah, this has got the 2 gigabytes of RAM, but other than that, it's practically the same as that. Now let's move on to this. This is a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus. It's got a... I don't even know the specs of this thing. It's got 1 gig of RAM, I know. But yeah, I use this as a Pi hole. Yeah. Onto this. This is the car PC. It's got a Raspberry Pi 02W on it. Quad core, ARM Cortex, whatever, at 1.0 gigahertz. It's got 512 megs of RAM, and I've put a display on it. So yeah, I used it in the car, and I've just taken it to Napier with me. And then finally, we've got the SenseHat Pi. This is just an Raspberry Pi 02W with a SenseHat on it, really. Yeah. So that's self-explanatory, but anyway, that is all of my computers, and I hope to make more videos soon about them. I'm focusing on the iMac right now, but yeah. So thank you for 1 year. Thank you for 50 subs, although I think it's 51 now. So get subscribed, and let's see what the future brings. So thanks for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Remember to like, share this video with your friends, and subscribe. Thank you for subscribing and watching our videos. And if you've been with us for a whole year, well, that's good. So see you on Saturday for the tech wrap up. I'm hoping to have it live right here with Faust in person. See you later. Bye. Oops.